this will be our last devotional video for the foreseeable future relating to Ecclesiastes. We have come to the end of the book, and Ecclesiastes can be a challenging book at times. There's portions of Ecclesiastes certainly that can be easily identified with, and even easy to see the comfort in the verses. But then, of course, we've seen there are other passages that are a challenge. It's difficult sometimes to understand Ecclesiastes, or it's difficult to put it into practice because, as we've mentioned many times before, Ecclesiastes does not shy away from the difficulties of life. Solomon in Ecclesiastes takes a very honest look at the things of life that are hard and difficult, the harsh realities of life. But we should also understand that Ecclesiastes is not a negative book, right? There is plenty that we can glean from Ecclesiastes that should encourage us and give us hope. And so one of the things that we ought to leave Ecclesiastes with is the encouragement to continue to pursue wisdom, to continue to make that a point of our lives, to live wisely and apply God's principles for wisdom to our lives. And so I want us to leave off with these verses from Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 12. It says this: "But beyond these, my son, be warned. There is no end to the making of many books, and much studying wearies the body." And so these words were written in a time before newspapers, before the internet, before 24-hour news. And so I could only imagine if Ecclesiastes was written today, what would be said about that. Sometimes we can be so driven to try to bring in all the information that we can. It can be wearying, right? It can bring us down trying to keep up with all the information that is put out there. And this is sometimes hard advice to apply. It's hard advice for me to apply. I love to read, right? I'm always looking for books and trying to read books. And I need to remember that, as Ecclesiastes says, much studying can weary the body. Now, this isn't written against learning, but the point is that we should be mindful of all that we try to seek to understand and know, and apart from God, a quest for knowledge will just simply wear us out. Charles Spurgeon was quoted as saying, "Visit many books, but live in the Bible." And certainly I think we could say that Charles Spurgeon wasn't against learning, but what he was for was making sure that we were firmly rooted in the wisdom of God's Word. And so then Ecclesiastes 12:13 says, "When all has been heard, the conclusion of the matter is this: fear God and keep His commands, because this is for all humanity." And so at the end of the day, at the end of Ecclesiastes, this is what we can boil things down to. We are each to fear God and keep His commands. We are each to have a healthy understanding of God and who He is, a healthy understanding of our place before Him. We ought to bow before Him in humble submission. God is our Lord, right? And then also, He is our friend. He loves us. He cares for us. And so out of that love, we keep His commands. We understand that obedience to Him is not drudgery. It is really the most wise thing we could do, is to obey God and do the things that He says, knowing that is what is best for us. And so I hope overall that Ecclesiastes has been encouraging to you, and I hope that you are encouraged to continue the pursuit of wisdom in your own life, and to simply boil it all down to just that: fearing God and keeping His commands.